What's up, acolytes of a galaxy far, far away, and welcome back to the channel, as today we have more news revolving around the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, officially slated to release May 25th. The Obi-Wan Kenobi series is by far my most anticipated Star Wars project of this year, and probably my most anticipated anything of this year. Getting to see the return of Ewan McGregor as well as Hayden Christensen as their titular prequel characters is a really big deal for the Star Wars fan base overall, especially since Hayden hasn't really appeared in much since his time with the prequels and George Lucas, and the fan base has really reaccepted Hayden after seemingly turning their backs on him and having his performance in the prequels criticized for decades at this point. Although at this point we only have a sizzle reel and no official footage for Kenobi, we do have a lot of plot details, and today we actually have another important one. One of the biggest selling points in the Kenobi series is that Vader and Kenobi will encounter each other once more 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith, indicating that there's about 10 years between each of their engagements. In Revenge of the Sith they duel, 10 years later they duel, and then they eventually come face to face yet again on the first Death Star, where Obi-Wan will eventually decide to sacrifice himself in order to ensure the safety of Luke and his friends. We're hearing important details though that in the Kenobi series, Vader and Obi-Wan will face off more than once and are actually slated to have 2 rematches, one of which we don't have a lot of details on, but we can presume that Obi-Wan is actually handily defeated by his former apprentice. And then of course one big final duel to cap off the series in the last engagement between Vader and Kenobi before their encounter on the Death Star, and the last duel between the Jedi and the Sith. LRN.com is reporting that there will not only again be a single rematch between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi, but rather that the two of them will cross blades twice. And although we don't have any details on the specifics of the battle just yet, we will keep you informed as soon as we learn them. We do, however, sort of know the basic plot outline for the Kenobi series. Obi-Wan's first 2 episodes, the majority of the first one, will take place on Tatooine, with the audience getting reacquainted with the Jedi Master. It is here we will catch up with the trauma of Obi-Wan, as well as potentially get reacquainted with several prequel-era characters that met their end in The Phantom Menace. I'm of course talking about Obi-Wan's own master in Qui-Gon Jinn, who is rumored to appear as Qui-Gon Jinn is actually the individual that will ultimately teach Obi-Wan how to become a Force ghost. Then it appears as if Bail Organa will ultimately reach out to Obi-Wan, and it is here where the Jedi Master will decide to leave the desert world of Tatooine in order to save Princess Leia, who has gotten herself into some type of trouble, and again here, along with Luke, will be approximately 10 years old at the time. A lot of it will involve Obi-Wan Kenobi breaking Leia out of a sort of prison where she is being held, and this is where Vader, as well as the Inquisitors, will catch wind of Obi-Wan Kenobi. We're also hearing that Vader will not be appearing until the 3rd episode of the Kenobi series, with the Grand Inquisitor and the other Inquisitors serving as the primary antagonists for the first 2 episodes and majority of the 3rd, with Vader though then taking over as the main antagonist for the remainder of the 6-episode series. I would venture a guess that it's likely for Vader and Obi-Wan to encounter and duel one another in episode 4, and then again in episode 6, which I think thematically, knowing very few details about the story, would make the most sense. Again though, that is purely speculation at this point in time. Anyway though, my friends, what are your big thoughts on the fact that Darth Vader and Kenobi will be facing off not once, but twice in the brand new Kenobi series? How do you feel like this will ultimately play out thematically in the show, and are you excited for Kenobi more than any other Star Wars project in 2022? As always, acolytes, thank you for tuning into the channel. If we could get this video to 3,000 likes, that would be awesome and really help out in the algorithm. Force crush that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and may the Force be with you.